Yo, what up, what up, what up? I'm praise to the Most High. Yo, a lot of things, working on a few things, working to the pace, you know what I'm saying? Working to the family, you know what I mean? Definitely got a lot of things coming up, got a lot of things going on. As well as like moving forward in these different areas, Many times, I want to do do something towards the men. Just relationships, period. How to work with each other. Um, we have a lot of things that go on in our life. Men, women, don't matter. We have a lot that goes on. We're supposed to be helpers of one another. So when one's down, the other one should be up, and the other one's down, vice versa. When you working things and you looking to develop in different ways, that's one of the things. So I'm gonna touch on quite a few areas. As far as everything else, a lot of times, like with me, I was always working on the same thing. Honestly, I ain't changed. When it come down to it, I haven't changed. As far as what I'm doing, my aim, my focus, anything of that nature. I never changed. So I was always working for the family, working to be successful. No matter whatever the situation was between me, my kid's mother, or anything else, it was always the same. It was always on that note. So, you deal with, I said this before, and I want to reiterate it. Anytime that you get upset at the other person without really looking and searching for God, you're in a bad place. Why am I saying that? Because the Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual things, wickedness in high places. So I always tend to look past them now, and I'm like, okay, God, what's going on? Why they acting like this? I haven't did this. I haven't did that. I've been here. Like, okay, what's the problem? What's the problem? So, we are supposed to be, of course, helpers of one another to achieve, to develop, to go to the next level. Like, that's supposed to be how, you know what I'm saying, things work. Sometimes, like, you run into many different things when you're dealing with, like, I found out about my ancestry, which has royalty, so, like, things I wound up dealing with or coming across was just different, So I had to look at things from a different way, and it made it a lot harder when you looking at it from all the angles that it could be. You just like, you know what? I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna let God be God. Like I ain't on it. So like any allegations or anything, it was just always with me. It was I don't know what's going on because demographics wise to this level, they was trying to separate people to stop certain things from us from achieving certain situations or developing. Then you get to this day, like it's a lot more that you really have to understand. So that's all I'm gonna say. When I become to understand that, then I have to look past that because now I know this have children. Now I gotta think about the wellness of the nation, the wellness of the people. Understanding how can I help? Which way is the best way? How can I get these things done to this magnitude, to this place, to this area, with basically with the blessing without, capsizing or throwing shade. And then I have to pray something that the devil is not able to like send imps or send his messengers to different people and tell them something that is not true, to get them to fighting amongst themselves. Because like sometimes you do hit situations. I remember when I was younger and this particular person had this little issue, and then but dude was bad. So a lot of people wouldn't just they wouldn't just try to fight him. So I remember like one of the cats getting into it with another cat and then bringing somebody in that would actually, he would actually try to go toe to toe, but it really wasn't between them two. It was because somebody else didn't want to fight him or somebody else was scared to fight him, whichever it was. And so I kind of make it a point not to let anybody pick a shade tree for me to stand under. So when I got into like God, I started seeking him for myself. It wasn't for my mama, my sister, my children. It was for me to find God. You know what I'm saying? For me to find the mission, the things that he wanted me to do. It wasn't, anything else that had to do with anybody else. I helped along the way, but I've always just kind of been in my own little lane. You know what I'm saying? Respecting the elders, you know what I'm saying? Doing what I'm doing over here, staying out the way. That's always been it. But anytime you got a situation where you're becoming greater, you're getting better, you're getting stronger, like these areas, they try to send things between to shake things up. I didn't really understand it for sure until later. So between like the house, the man and the woman, I'm telling you guys now that y'all have to be one. Y'all have to have an understanding. When I mean understanding, y'all have to understand what it takes to be successful. What is a successful marriage, relationship, 2 incomes, if you're working on business, development, and or any other areas, man. Togetherness. It take a team. That's why I say it take a nation to raise a child. So it takes a lot. So when you get to these other little areas and you're moving, you ask God what's going on, man. Stop listening to everybody, because even when you got your system going, you got everything, you, like me, I have to be in tune with God so God can show me, so God can tell me, Because when God sends you something, they give it to you. So God say, okay, you're supposed to have this car. They're not going to play with you about the car. They're going to give you the car because God say give it to you. They ain't going to play with you about the money because God said give it to you. They're not going to play with you about the house. They're not going to play with you about this position. They're not going to wait or see or try to find out if you know who you are, what you are, and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to go about it. They're not going to do all of that. The people that really cherish God and understand God, they're not going to do that. Why? Because they don't want to fight God. They don't want to get into it with God. You know what I'm saying? But then you got some that may try to buck the system a little bit. Like, I'm not one of them. I get one of what others do. Yet and still, you know what I'm saying? Although I'm growing, I understand, So, when you see me put up, like, one of the things I got, like, my heart because I'm bride's groomsman. So, it's like I did set up everything, and it was always for my children anyway, for my family, for everybody in the nation. So, you know what I'm saying? I put Empress/Empress, you know what I'm saying, Jamaica and all of that. So sometimes people want to kind of like throw different things and try to make it look or try to say things to make it reiterate. Nah, I'll tell you exactly what I mean. How I mean when I say it, the way I mean it when I said it. I ain't got no problem with it. That's just to a point where it's understood that out of respect, this is what I'm saying. Out of respect, this is not what I want going on. Out of respect, this is where I'm at, you know. But sometimes we don't do that, you know. Like they throw the rock out their hand. Act like they somebody else. You know, and especially when you got like you dealing with the Byzantine Empire, something that actually ran the world, that developed things into a bigger nation. And yeah, that's some realness, you know. So I you know what I'm saying, focus is stay in my lane. Focus on what I'm doing. Take care of the nation. Whatever God has, God has. So bride's groomsmen, I mean, simple. That's why. But also that's done to the magnitude of like taking responsibility. Like empress. Like I'm taking responsibility. High priest. So nah, don't blame her. Come holler at me. Don't blame them. Come holler at me. Don't blame nobody. Come holler at me. Because when God set different people in place, in position, he does it for a reason. One of the reasons that he do these things is to make sure that there's a certain amount of order. So coming in the representation of the Father. So that's respectful. That's what we're supposed to do. And acknowledging the fact of who we are, what we're doing, how we're doing things. So that it don't get misconstrued. When you got a bunch of people in an area that, like, even with elders and or leaders, you have a lot of leaders that don't mind like working, getting in, doing their thing, and they also leading their people. Like that's the way that everything was meant. But then you got a lot of situation that came in that they talk about like the devil, and anytime you get into a place where you see jealousy, they gotta go. Trying to hold somebody down so that you can help, they gotta go, man. All that stuff gotta go, man. Y'all wonder why y'all go through in y'all body. Y'all wonder why y'all hurting. Y'all wonder why all this crazy stuff sometimes go on. It's because of what y'all doing. What y'all saying. How y'all treating folks. Then y'all be afraid. And y'all want to go to a certain person that maybe got the yes and the no. And plead your case. And then, like, you got God like, no, I wrote verbatim. Y'all know what y'all doing. I told y'all not to do this, and y'all went and did it anyway. I just wanted to see how long y'all was going to do this until. But families, y'all got to work together. Y'all got to understand. Y'all got to be accounted. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to focus. Y'all got to work together. Y'all got to be understanding. It's a process. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be so quick to jump down somebody's throat and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Understand, learn.